Hello everyone, back to today's third video. So we're doing the 22nd Christmas update. Can you believe we are up to update number 22 for our Christmas updates? Amazing, amazing. Nearly at the end now of the Christmas update. Just two more to do. We've got number 23 to do on Monday and number 24 to do on Wednesday, and then like weekend forecast on Christmas Eve, as we always do, a weekend forecast for Christmas week to New Year on Christmas Eve. So yeah, we're virtually at the end of this season of Christmas updates. But what a season it's been! I think it's probably been the best season of Christmas updates that we've ever done. I've just been speaking to Mrs. P, and we both agree that there's been a very, very classic season of Christmas updates this year. So I hope you've enjoyed them. We have had a lot of cold charts to savour this year. We don't normally get that, so I hope you've made the most of this year's Christmas update, because I suppose next year will probably be back to west and southwesterlies throughout all of the updates. You know, this year's been a little bit different, I think. So I should go on with 22nd Christmas update for you in a moment. Anyway, just say about the first video released today was a weekend forecast, as well as on a Saturday weekend look at. And we also released a 10 to 14 dayer as well. Thank you so much to Rich for the fantastic Christmas updates gift for this season. Coming to the end, as I say, of Christmas updates, but you'll still see the Christmas updates gift for a couple more. For a couple more updates, and thank you so much, Rich, for the fantastic gift. Everybody's loved this year's Christmas updates gift, so thank you so much, Richard, for that. Right, so we'll go through this day by day. We're going to start off on the 23rd of December. This is how the latest GFS 12Z is looking for Wednesday, the eve of Christmas Eve, just a couple of days away now. With cold winds from the north beginning to dig into Scotland, but low pressure across England and Wales still bringing relatively mild temperatures, and some outbreaks of rain will be very probable through there. So let's run on through then. That's how the upper air temperatures are looking on Wednesday. So probably north-south split, cold across Scotland, mild or very mild for England and for Wales as well. So there's outbreaks of rain for England and Wales. It's going to be a wet early part to next week. We cover this in weekend forecast, of course. So Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, you're going to bring quite a bit of rain to particularly the central parts of England and Wales. So it's wet for England and Wales. It's drier but colder across Scotland, and showers could be turning wintry across central and northern parts of Scotland. Real north-south split with temperatures on Wednesday. So in the south, it's very mild with temperatures up to 11, 12, maybe 13 degrees. That's low to mid-50s Fahrenheit. From like North Wales and the North Midlands northwards, it gets colder. Temperatures only 4 or 5 degrees. And going up to Northern Ireland and Scotland, it gets even colder still. So across much of Scotland, we're only up to around 2, 3 or 4 degrees up there. That takes us through to Christmas Eve, Thursday. The low pressure band begins to move away to the east, and we pull in this cold north to northeasterly wind. Upper air temperatures show that it's turned colder across all parts of the country on Christmas Eve. So -5 Celsius ice is flooding the country from the north. We get rid of that persistent rain from the south and the east during the course of Christmas Eve morning. There's a possibility that might have a little bit of a wintry flavour on its back edge. It just depends whether we get an undercut from the cold air from the north. But I think the general idea for Christmas Eve is outbreaks of rain in the south and east to begin with, moving away to the east, then brighter skies pushing down from the north. And in those brighter skies, there could be wintry showers running down the east coast, and snow showers to low levels, probably across northern and east parts of Scotland, and maybe into northeastern England as well. Christmas Eve will be cold this year if the forecast is correct. So the highest temperatures we have are in the south and southeast, probably up to around 6 or 7 degrees in the far south and southeast. However, from the Midlands northwards, we really just see temperatures of like 2, 3, 4 degrees. Gets even colder than that across Scotland. We're starting to get temperature much above freezing across central and northern parts of Scotland. I think that's a little bit over top, but nevertheless, 2, 3, 4 degrees will be pretty cold for Christmas Eve this year, despite plenty of sunshine after probably a wet start. And it's like to go frosty, of course, overnight, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day, which should lead to a nice, white, crunchy start to Christmas Day. So that's how Christmas Day is looking on this 22nd Christmas update. We're under a ridge of high pressure, is building in from the west, but wind is still in from the north, so it is likely to be a cold Christmas Day this year. Upper air temperatures are looking cold, especially for England and Wales. Starting to get a little bit less cold across Scotland and Northern Ireland as the wind goes westerly, but I think it'll be like the end of the day overnight, but we introduce any milder air off the Atlantic even in the north. So most places look like having a cold Christmas Day this year. Plenty of sunshine, a few wintry showers running down these east coast. There's a possibility of something into East Anglia, South East England, maybe a few wintry showers there. And possibly some longer spells of rain, sleet or snow just coming to the very, very far northwest Scotland by the end of Christmas Day. But the bulk of the country dry and sunny. But it's a frosty start. Look at that, frosty start to Christmas Day. So we do have a white Christmas from frost, not from snow. But yeah, nice frosty start will give us a seasonal feel as we're opening our presents on Christmas morning. And the afternoon temperatures are pretty cold as well. Despite loads of sunshine, we're only up to like 2, 3, 4 degrees really for much of England and Wales. So it's getting a little bit milder for Northern Ireland and Western Scotland. Temperatures there after a frosty start at around 6 or 7. But most places look like they're having a cold Christmas Day this year. And probably another cold night on Christmas night, especially in the south and the east, with the possibility of another widespread frost there on Christmas night. Milder, though, in the north and in the west. Right, so that takes us through to Boxing Day. So there's Boxing Day with low pressure then moving in from the northwest. This strengthens the wind and turns the wind westerly. So Boxing Day will probably become milder as these stronger westerly winds set up. So upper air temperatures have lifted up a little bit. It's still quite chilly with the upper air temperatures, but I think it becomes a little bit milder on Boxing Day. However, as wind picks up, I suppose it will feel quite chilly, probably bringing in quite a lot of cloud, and there'll be outbreaks of rain in the north and west, so that could turn to snow over high ground across Scotland. But I think the general idea of Boxing Day is slightly milder, cloudy with outbreaks of rain pushing through, particularly in the north and west. Temperatures, so yeah, they are up a few degrees on Boxing Day. Still quite chilly in the east, only around 5 or 6 degrees there, but 7 or 8 degrees in more southern and west parts of the country, possibly up to 10 degrees along the south coast. So slightly milder day for Boxing Day. We go through to the 27th of December, which is Sunday, of course, 27th. Low pressure starts to drop in from the north. We've got the low pressure dropping in from the north as we get a big area of high pressure starting to push up towards Greenland. That's northern blocking, and that's forcing this area of low pressure to decouple from Iceland and plunge southwards. This low pressure will have cold air wrapped around it, so we see the upper air temperature starting to become colder as that low pressure begins to plunge southwards across the UK and Ireland. There's outbreaks of rain rotating around that area of low pressure. Of course, this is a very complex setup, so the devil is in the detail with this. But outbreaks of rain moving southwards, and as the cold air digs in from the north, some of that could turn increasingly wintry. In the south, we're probably still seeing temperatures up to like 5, 6, 7 degrees, but going colder through northern England, Scotland and Northern Ireland. That's where there will be an increasing risk of snow. And then go through to the 28th of December. So I have annoyingly just got rid of the 28th of December, but never mind. We'll go through the 29th of December. I closed the tab, didn't I? We go through to the 29th of December with the low pressure sitting over the country. And we've still got cold air being pulled in from the north around that area of low pressure as well. Upper air temperatures are looking cold in the north, not as cold down in the south. Taking a little while to push those cold upper air temperatures through. There's showers or longer spells of rain associated with this. Again, this is a very complex setup, so we won't know until much closer to the time frame where any precipitation is. But of course, we're under low pressure, so there will be precipitation on both the 28th and the 29th of December. And some of it, particularly for more northern areas, could fall as snow. Temperatures in the south on the 29th of December and the 28th will be very similar in setup on the 12Z run. So temperatures in the south will be around 5, 6, 7 degrees. From the Midlands northwards, cold again, certainly colder for snow through northern England, through Scotland and through Northern Ireland. That's the 30th of December, getting towards the new year. We're under a trough of low pressure. We're still pulling in cold air from the north. In fact, those cold temperatures are probably moving further southwards with time, I would have thought. Precipitation rotating around that area of low pressure. Some of it could be rain in the south, it could be a dumping of snow up in the north as well. Temperatures in the south are around 6 or 7 degrees. Again, from Wales and Midlands northwards, just 2, 3s, 4s, and cold enough for the precipitation to be turning readily to snow through there. So then we go through to New Year's Day, and that's how we're looking on New Year's Day on this update. And we're still looking cold through the New Year period with low pressure again through the country, bringing further outbreaks of rain and snow. Upper air temperatures are becoming colder as well. So there's plenty of precipitation rotating around that area of low pressure, plenty of precipitation and cold enough for snow. We see the temperatures really pegged back here just into low single digits through most areas, 1, 2, 3, 4 degrees. So cold air mass and cold enough for snow. 2nd of January, possibly, that's New Year's Day of course, 2nd of January, possibly start to see low pressure moving in off the Atlantic. We're within cold air still on the 2nd of January. Outbreaks of rain pushing north to east across the country, may turn to snow as they bump into that cold air perhaps, but of course that is a very long way out. Right, I know I missed a couple of days out there, sorry about that everybody, but you get the general idea. So we're looking at generally quite wet and mild weather from the south up to Christmas Eve, turns drier and colder up to Christmas Eve in the north, and then Christmas Eve itself will see colder, drier conditions spreading southwards, leading to a cold, a mainly dry Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, with wintry showers likely in the north and in the east too. Boxing Day probably goes a little bit milder, with outbreaks of rain spreading in from the north and west. And then after Boxing Day, between Christmas and New Year, we're watching out for high pressure to develop around Greenland. Low pressure is being plunged southwards, displaced by that blocking area of high pressure that sends the jet stream and the low pressure plunging south, and then it starts to get colder between Christmas and New Year, and we're watching out to see how cold it gets and how much of the precipitation associated with that plunging low turns to snow. Potentially it could get very snowy with this between Christmas and New Year, but it just depends how much cold air we pull down with the area of low pressure. And so there's going to be a lot to keep an eye on as we go up towards the Christmas period. But certainly a very, very interesting Christmas week, and probably our coldest Christmas week that we've had for quite a few years. Probably our coldest Christmas week that we've had since 2010, I would have thought, albeit not to that sort of severity of cold. But yeah, it all looks very, very interesting and very different to the Christmases that we've had over the past few years, which have tended to be mild or very mild. Right, so the 23rd Christmas update will be with you on Monday. We'll see how things are looking then. For this one, though, update number 22, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.